Hey everybody, it's Lisa here at Happy Place Creations. I'm going to see if I can, without moving everything, zoom in a little bit, if I can remember how to do it. Let's see. Okay. I think that's going to be a little better. Alrighty. So, as long as I'm on this, I'm sorry, I'm going to be moving the whole thing back a little bit. My little tripod. Okay, so we're good to go. Okay, this is part 2 of my Place in Time card holder box. Guess that's what I'm going to call it. Okay, so I'm on my march and I've got my things all ready to go. One thing that I didn't talk about is, now this is Dusty Concord for purple, you know, for the matching the, you know, trying to match as close as possible the colors. Not really going with a huge green theme, shamrocks and things like that, more going just for the nice spring. Okay, so all of the edges are done because, you know, this is old manila folders, so it needs all the help it can get. But it's really nice. I mean, these are, you know, a good stiff quality, so it should take some use out of it. Now, I've got this that I'm going to put here, and I trimmed off a 1/8 of an inch so that when this measures, it looks finished, because there's the same, just about the same amount of this as there is this. So I wanted to make sure that I explained that to you. It just leaves it for a better finished look than had I done like where this one was, and this is almost nothing. So you see how much better that having both of these kind of centered makes it look? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm glad I looked up. Oh, my fingernail. Sorry, guys. Everybody's always got such nice fingernails, and then there's mine. This doesn't particularly go with the papers, but it's just screaming at me, please use me. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to put some red line tape on it. And I'm going to use it. So let me just get this. Oops. Wait a minute. Okay, try and get this on the ends on this side. People are probably going, oh my gosh, that's such a waste, put glue on there. Me and glue with ribbon, I just can't stand it. And now I'm going to take this off. And yeah, this is probably a bit of overkill, but I can't stand glue on ribbon because for the most part it changes the look of the ribbon. I'm just trying to peel off the red without peeling off the, there we go. Alright, I'm going to lay it back down again, and I'm going to put more red on the other side because I want it to stick down really well. And this time I'm not going to pull it quite so that both edges, I gotta be laying down. Now I know everybody says this red line tape is the same. I really think this red line tape is stronger than score tape. Score tape is plenty strong. but I think the red line tape, in my opinion, is a bit stronger. So there's my opinion. Anyway, so when it's something that I really want to make sure is going to stick down really well, I usually use red line tape for that, but I don't use a lot of it because it is very expensive. Very expensive compared to scoreline tape even. But it's nice to have the option. This is going to be a bit of a pain to... and another reason I wanted to make sure this was really glued down is because there is threads and all that if it gets pulled, this will just help keep it all. I'm going to go to the center here. It'll just help keep it all intact. Sorry, going to use half my video and trying to get this thing done. Yeah, that. Okay, let's see. If I can get this off, we can move on. There we go. Okay, so now I want to lay this down the center with a, equal amount. Oh, I've got dog hair on there. Imagine that. I have dog hair. I have a little white, dog and a very long white hair. And a short-haired, try to get that as straight as possible. Okay, and then I'm just going to flip these over and try and get that down the center. Clip off this little end here. Oh, that's stuck there, that's alright. Yeah, trying to keep your craft room hair free when you have little dogs is nearly impossible. There, I got it. Okay, so there's my bottom. I love it. Okay, so now we can glue this, and I'm getting it right in that center because this is a 1/2 inch center. Now this was the original fold. No, I'm sorry. This was the original fold of the folder. So these are my score lines that I made because, the folder's usually this long. So these are our score lines that I made at a 1/2 inch, a 1/2 inch opening or fold, gusset, here we go. And I'm just going to, well, let's glue it down first. So we're going to put some glue on here, and since I don't have it cut, I'm going to put some glue on the item I'm gluing. And that way I don't have to worry about over gluing on this. So I am going to use the rest of this piece. I do want to make sure I get glue all the way to the end. So I just kind of grab some, dropping it down. Now again, I'm going to grab some. And so I just kind of flipped it up and scraped some over. I do need to make sure that this stays as close to in between those two score lines as possible because I don't want it to get in the way of the folds. But I do kind of want this and this side to sit on top of this. So let me get another rag here. As y'all know, I got at a garage sale, I got a boatload of these handkerchiefs. So I use them a lot for my, makes it a little bulky on the ends, but yeah, you know, that's okay. Okay. Get this off of there, because like I said, I am using this little piece. There's actually very little waste to this book, that's for sure. So now, I'm going to cut this off. There we go. Okay. One last little pinch off there. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. Now, this is my piece here that I still needed to kind of cut down for everything. And I'm setting it on top of this because that's the way I want it to work. Then when you open it up, there will be a bit of a, but I want to make sure that measuring it, I'm going to be all right. And I did, with my cutter, do this. I'm just going to pull that off and we'll figure it out. Something will be there because this is going to be the bottom, so there'll be a pocket or something. There weren't any pretty, let me show you. This was March. That was it. That was my choice. And I even if I was going with St. Patty's Day, this is not that pretty to me. So I'm going to use this on something else. But this sticker right here is perfect. It says Spring Greetings, and it's got birds, and my girlfriend loves birds. So this is going to be my March. Now it'll go January, February, Spring Greetings. April, you know, so there won't be a March on here, but I'm fine with that. Now I just want to center this onto, and the rest of it will get cut off. I just want to line this up with the top edge and put it down. Should I bring it all the way before I hit it too hard? If I bring it all the way here, that will cover that. Okay, so we'll do that. I'm bringing it all the way to the edge and all the way to the top. And get it up there. Okay, so there we go. There we go. That's nice. Okay, so there's that. There's just a little touch showing, so you know what? We're just going to trim that right off. Just a little bit of that folder. I didn't get it lined up perfectly, so there. Now nobody knows. Now this is white, so I'm going to go back over with my, and just make sure that, of course, this is getting cut off. And I have to go ahead and cut this off because I'm going to have the back side I'm going to be doing, and I need to have the pattern in order to cut it off with. And this is not much to cut off here. A little harder going this direction. You just have to kind of keep moving your scissors away from it so you can see where you're at. Up. There we go. Okay. Alright, so there's that. Again, I'm going to go back over and get my edges. There. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay. Now this is going to go right here. Now I can cut this down just a smidge more, which will hopefully show that greetings in there. So I'm going to take 1/8 of an inch off this. I have to work around my, so this is 5 1/4. Oh, sorry, 5 1/4. So I'm going to move it over 1/8. And I'm actually going to get a, whenever you can, use an uncut side of your paper to line up with it. It's usually going to be straighter. So there's that. Okay. My tripod here. Get this up. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean that. Okay, and we're going to re-ink this. Okay. Now, I want this up here. So now it shows the spring greetings. Bring it right up. Now, because I want to show the spring greetings, I think what I'm going to do is leave this edge of the folder, and this one is a thick enough folder I can do that. However, I'm going to want to put some color on it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just use a little distressing ink. And then I'll just add, and then I'll cut some more off the, okay. So every one of these is a little different, but yet it's the same. But see, now I'm going to do this. And I'm going to cut off, let's see, there's 1/8. So I'm going to cut off 1/4 of an inch. And I think that'll work going this direction. So this is 8 7/8. So I'm going to cut off 1/4 of an inch. Oops, wrong side. And let's do this. So that's 8 7/8, 8 6/8, which is 3/4, right? Yes. And 8 8/8 is your 1 inch. So this is 7 6 5 4. So I'm going for 8 5/8. Little math. And very little math. I'm not crazy on math, but I do play around with the measurements. Okay, so that leaves, I'm going to put it down on the edge, but I have my little, there, that's cute. Okay. So let's go ahead and glue this down. I might want to do a pocket, and I have this I can do as a pocket, which I think is really, really cute. So I'm going to do this as a pocket, and these I'm not going to get to use this time. So I'm going to cut off my postcard, because I've been using that with every one of these, and I'd like to have it. So get the postcard cut off of here. And I can still go ahead and glue this down, because that way then I'll get the placement. I can do all that. Okay. It's a little Scotch Quick Dry, about 1/8 of an inch away, because that's about, with the glue that I squeeze out, it goes about 1/8 of an inch. Some people squeeze out more, some people squeeze out less. So you just have to kind of figure out what's going to work for you. Now again, I am very interested in actually having this sit on top of that there. So that's why I'm doing that. And then glue the rest of this down. And I don't mind, really, if there's glue that comes out. I don't want it to be a lot, but that way I know that I've got my glue, my ends glued all the way down. There's nothing worse than having bits and pieces of your work just not be done. It needs to be glued all the way down, everywhere. Okay, so there's that page, love it. Here's my pocket. So the pocket is going to go just on this page, so I don't need, you know what, I might try and cut him out. So if is that going to leave enough? I think so. If I cut just right where I need it. There we go. So that's going to give me about 1/4 of an inch on both sides. So let's get this out of here. Measure with my ruler what the measurement is here. It is 5, well, it should be 5 1/8, and it is. So what I'm going to do is, on the side that I cut, I'm going to give myself, shut this here, tight. Okay. I'm going to give myself as close to 1/2 inch as I can, because it's not a really straight cut. I'm going to go ahead and fold this over. I'm going to give myself a little trim off the top. Get my edges done. Now this won't show, but okay. And I'm gonna, because it all split across there. Okay. So this will fit here. And that is going to leave me, where's my ruler? Quarter of an inch. Oh, we've got a storm coming in. So get my quarter of an inch here. Going to tighten it because I want to see what my fit is. And if I actually crease it, okay, fit looks like it's going to be perfect. Yes, perfect. Very good. So now I can go ahead and crease it. See, this way, I did it on the right side when it's really opposite of what you think it's going to be. Let's get this a little more distressed. Make it a little more interesting. A little more interesting. Okay. So, perfect. There we go. And I'm just going to glue the bottom down because I want to keep off the bulk as much as possible. Oh, I did forget to trim my edge here. It just helps to keep from seeing when you put this way. Let me show you. When you put the pocket in, do you see, and I know I've done this before, how you can see the edge there? I'm trying to make sure I get it in camera. Now, when you flip it over and you put it this way, you can't see that beginning of that inside edge as easily. I don't know if you got that on camera or not. Oh my goodness gracious. Let me put this back. There we go. Okay. So, going to, and remember when you do this, do not glue underneath these. You're just going to glue these down, but you don't want to glue underneath those. Just glue the inside part here. So, just a little bit there, and there we go. Put that right there, and place this down. And I kept most of the bulk on this side, least amount of bulk on this side. Okay. So that's cute, 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 cute. Okay, so now I have this is going to go right here, and checking my fit, and I am really fine with it coming over the top. I just don't want it to come over the side, and for some reason it is a little long, but I'm going to go ahead and use it and just cut it off. That's what I'm going to do. But since it is longer, I'm going to put the glue on here. There we go. And this is my more finished edge that I didn't cut. So I'm going to line it up with that. And then I also want to make sure that I'm pushing it down so it sits right on top of this versus, and then it's lining up with that one edge, so I only have to cut one edge off. And then that will have a little bit of a gap, which is fine. Both have a little bit of a gap. I'm cool with that. Okay. Get this all wiped. Get that glue spread out and make sure you get a good seal all the way around. There we go. And I am perfectly fine with that there. Oops. But what I don't want is this piece here. So I'm going to take my scissors and cut that off. Alright, we've got a storm coming in. I don't know why I'm going down this way. Usually I go the other way, because this way is going to leave a little bit more of a edge, because I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. I did pretty well until scissors got away. Okay, so there we go. Very cute. Love Unexpected Treasure there. Love the little purple. Okay, so this piece, don't ask me why. I think I made a mistake when I cut all these. And I cut all these, I think I made a mistake by 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch there. So I've been having to find something to do with that. Now this side, it's a long saying, for each petal on the shamrock, this brings a wish your way, good health, good luck, and happiness for today and every day. Well, I don't have enough room for that. So I'm going to be doing this. And again, I want to kind of match things up and lay them down. And again, since I'm not cutting it till I put it on, I'm going to put glue on this first. I'm just kind of darkening this up just a smidge, because there is going to be a good bit of it showing. And since I decided to go more purples and greens, I like this darker color on here better. I think this one originally was milled lavender, and because I didn't know if I was going greens or purples. So let's find a spot to get that on. Okay. I'm gonna put me glue down. I tell you, one of the ideas I got for this was watching that Anna X. It's the letter X, then Anna, A-N-N-E, R-O-1. And she does lovely, lovely work. It's a lot of fussy cutting. So that's about the same. Gosh, that stuff grabs fast. And I didn't leave myself any